I be able to know if people are watching and stuff?
Yeah. Well,
how do I know?
When you go to, I'll tell you. Oh.
Okay, all right, here we go. Here we go. Can you hear me now, bro? Oh, yeah. All right. So I can answer questions by reading this,
Yeah.
and then the camera's there. So come here, Dio, real quick. Hey, Mike Smith, can you hear me now? I wish I can hear Mike Smith. Oh, boom. There we go. We got some people on. You know, I wish we could do it so like I can hear people and they can hear me.
They can't
You know,
talk back.
I know, but it'd be nice if we could everybody could hear each other. That'd be nice. All right, here's the deal. So, are they looking at this at VicLombardi.com?
No.
No?
Tell them to keep it up. Vic Lombardi, it's in the works right now.
Okay, it's in the works. What we're going to do, the game plan is, gang, is to get VicLombardi.com up and running so I can do a live video chat that will be archived every day. So basically, we can do radio, television, podcast anytime we want. If there's breaking news, if there's a story that interests us, if you have time, whatever. We don't have to set a schedule and do it at a certain time in the morning. And I can do it from my house. My brother set this all up right now, and I don't know how he did it. So, let's go ahead and answer some questions. Let's get going. Who starts at quarterback? All right. I wrote a link last night on Twitter, and I really believe this because I'm not afraid to say I'm wrong. For the last 2 months, I've been telling everybody that if Brock Osweiler's healthy, Peyton Manning will not see the field again. That's not what I believed opinion-wise. That's what I was told. That's what I know. Well, things changed, much to the dismay and shock of a lot of players and front office types on that football team. It changed yesterday. And I think it changed for the better. It's like anything where a team's just not responding through no fault of Brock Osweiler. 5 of those turnovers, only 4 of those turnovers are not his fault at all. We all know that. You watch the game. But you know how humans work. You needed something. And as soon as Manning stepped foot on that field, you just got a sense of confidence. You got a sense of, let's go. Here's the old warrior. We're going to win this game. And I don't know how you define it. I don't know how you embrace it. I just know it worked. And I know now that Kubiak has opened Pandora's box. There's no going back. In my opinion, here's what's going to happen. They're going to wait this thing out for the next 10 days, 5 days. They're not going to tell you who's starting, nor should they. It's strategy now. They don't want the opposing team, the first playoff opponent they face, knowing who's going to play quarterback because these are 2 different systems and styles. So they're going to tell you that they're going to sit and visit with both quarterbacks, knowing full well that 18 is going to be the starter. Now, for those who think maybe go with Brock, and if Brock doesn't work out, bring 18 off the bench. Well, just imagine if you're Brock Osweiler and you're going back to pass, and every pass you throw, you're thinking to yourself, this better be perfect or they're going to pull me. You can't play football that way. You just cannot play football that way. You're better off going with 18, and if it doesn't work with 18, then you go to Osweiler. You got 2 quarterbacks now. 18 is a guy that's going to the Hall of Fame. You've opened the box. You let him do his thing. That's how I feel, and that's what I think they're going to do. It goes against everything I believed a month ago and 2 weeks ago. But you know what? This is fun. This is different now. This brings another element. I don't think the Broncos are necessarily a Super Bowl favorite with either quarterback. I mean, you can't honestly tell me that if you put Brock Osweiler on the field, they're going to win the Super Bowl. Nor can you say that about Peyton Manning. But maybe two of them, maybe both of them, the whole notion that you have no quarterbacks if you have two, I don't know if that necessarily applies. Maybe this is something that they can use in their favor. Peyton Manning will start in the first playoff game. That I know is going to happen. All right, let's see. Any other questions? Let's see. Schofield. And that's overlooked. That's overlooked. I think as big as the spark that Manning brought to the field, when they brought Manning on board, they also brought Columbus. They made that change there. They swapped. That's been a long time coming, and I don't understand, just like you, why they didn't make that change earlier. I understand giving a player the benefit of the doubt, and guy plays his heart out. I get it. But I'm sorry, if you can't do your end of the bargain, if you need help all the time, if you need a running back to chip, if you need a tight end to stay in, then you're a problem. Then you need to make a change. They made that change. I'm not saying it's a long-term change, but sorry. I could have told you that Schofield's not ready after watching the Raider game. So now, the offensive line, with some tweaking, the one thing you notice with Manning, his decision-making is just quicker. He got on the field. Everything just looked upbeat, fast-paced, boom, boom, boom. He doesn't throw as pretty a ball. He doesn't have a gun, but everything's fast. It's just faster. He looks like a guy who's been doing it for 20 years because he has, and that's the difference. What else do we got? Division in the locker room. I don't think so, because there might be some who deep down understand that Brock is a better athlete, and we see it. Obviously, he can take a hit, better. But there are those who just want to win. And if by winning it means going out and having Manning lead with his mind, which is what he's doing, that's fine. There's always going to be division in locker rooms. And this whole notion, this game, every locker room's united. Bull. That's a bull crap. Can I cuss on this? Am I allowed to cuss?
You don't want to cuss, but yeah.
I can't curse though, can I?
You don't want, what if kids are watching?
Yeah, it's true. I don't want to curse if kids are watching. I'd love to do a channel where I can curse though. Anyway, that's BS. There's division in every locker room. There's dissension in every locker room. In every workplace. Where do you work? Is there dissension in your workplace? Are there people that want things that you want? Come on, are you kidding me? I can tell you this, though. Brock Osweiler understands what's happening. He may not like it. He may not get it, but he understands. This is a unique situation. He wasn't benched for Kyle Orton. He was benched last night for Peyton Manning. And it doesn't mean that Brock's career's done. It didn't mean that Brock played badly. It meant that they wanted to win the game for whatever reason, whatever means. And that's what they did. So this whole division in the locker, I've never bought into that. There's division in every... Hell, some of the greatest teams... How about the teams that won Super Bowls here when Romanowski was around? You don't think there was division and dissension? They battled through dissension late in the season and still won a Super Bowl. Everybody goes through that stuff.
Let people know that if they want to chat on their phone or...
Oh, they could chat on their phone?
Yeah, they just got to log in.
Come over here and explain this stuff, dude. Because just come over here. I don't know what I'm doing. Just come over here and explain.
If they're watching on the phone, on the bottom of the phone, there's a little thing that says chat. It's very simple.
On the phone?
On the phone, yeah, and then they just can chat.
All right. By the way, when we get this thing going, I'm going to give my Natty Light of the Day award. Best question, response, comment, debate gets a Natty Light. We got a few of these left over from Easy E, who came over on New Year's Eve and left some in the fridge. So, to reassess and to rephrase what I said earlier, the Broncos are not going to make any announcements until they have to. But they're going back to the forehead. They're going back to Peyton. And he is going to make one last run at this thing. And I, for one, will root for him. As much as I like Brock, and I think Brock is still the future at that position, I think you have to go with Peyton Manning right now. You got to go with the forehead. Let him do his thing. He's angry. And that's what you know what? I love an angry Manning. I really do. He's angry at his critics. He's angry at that HGH report. He's just an angry man. you know, and I think that's best for the team. All right, let's see what else. Is there anyone on the Nuggets that's worth building the team around? Well, I'm not going to call Moody a disappointing pick, Craig, because the kid's been hurt. I can say this: his jumper needs work. His jumper needs to be rebuilt, and I think that can be done. I've seen a lot of NBA players who came in with bad jumpers and they got average at best, got better. I mean, come on. Aaron Aflalo didn't have a great jumper coming out of college. Dude had 38 points last night. You know, Jordan didn't have the best jumper. He built one. Magic Johnson's jumper was ridiculous. Before Moutier can grasp this game, he has to be able to hit an open shot. He has to fix his jump shot. He has to get healthy. I am not going to say anything beyond that until I see it. Let's see. What else do we got here? Regardless of what happens, no chance Peyton returns to the Broncos next season. No. He's not going to play for the Broncos next season. I think that ship has sailed. I think the bridge has been burned, like it or not. Right now, Peyton is in it to prove for himself. The Broncos want to win. It's a whole team concept for now. But after this season, I would be flat out stunned if Peyton Manning returns another year. In fact, if Peyton Manning comes back another season, I will wear this for an entire year. I will wear this on my head an entire year. That's how strongly I feel. Again, I'm not trying to rip the guy, I just think that ship has sailed. That ship has sailed. If Peyton were to win a Super Bowl with the Denver Broncos, everything worked out perfectly. Hey, thanks. Kiss you goodbye. It ended great. Hell, I think he retires at that point. Let's see. Does Brock lack the leadership skills? Hell no. Brock's got great leadership skills. If you talk to his teammates, he's in the huddle, he's vocal, he's there. I just think deep down, people are people. And, you know, when you've got Peyton behind you, maybe you do things a little differently. You know, maybe you work a little harder. Maybe you're out to... I don't know how that operates, but you know how you respond to different people. Do you respond differently to your mother or father when they say something? You know how it is. It's just human nature. Yesterday, you just got that sense, you got that feeling as soon as Manning entered the game that they weren't messing around anymore. And he didn't do it himself. It's not like he was throwing freaking darts 30 yards down the field. He just handed the ball off. The offense moved. It's not to say that it'll do it every week, but the offense moved. There was a belief system. It was really cool to watch, to be honest with you. Let me take this off. Let's see. By the way, thanks for tuning in. This is cool for our debut. We'll be doing this every day, anytime there's something topical. Or every day my brother would come over here and set it up because I have no idea. He's got like wires and stuff. I have no idea what he just did here. Let's see here. Adelio, how do I scroll down on this thing? Oh, I got it. Will Brock be here next year? Yes, I think Brock will. And the whole notion about, how much is he going to cost? It doesn't matter how much he's going to cost. You pay whatever you need to pay for your starting quarterback. Remember when Andy Dalton signed that contract? It was like, oh my God, they overpaid for Andy Dalton. Well, you have to overpay. If you just have to. That's the way the league is built. It's built around that position. So if you roll the dice and you pay for it. However, I do believe this: they pay him what they believe will keep him around, and they go out and sign a free agent quarterback to compete just in case. You know, I'm watching Tyrod Taylor play for the Bills yesterday, and in the back of my mind, all I kept thinking is, wow, I wonder if he'd have been a Bronco because they wanted him. I wonder what they would have looked like with Taylor. Not to say they would have been better or worse, but I think they bring in a veteran as well. Best West Side restaurant. Man, there's all kinds. There's all kinds of restaurants on the West Side, brother. I can't even begin to tell you. If you go to that whole North Denver area that they call it the Highlands, I refuse to call it the Highlands, but go to Tennyson Street. They changed that up. There's beautiful establishments on Tennyson Street now. You go over there. That used to be the hood, man. 38th. You used to go ride your bike down there. You lose your bike. Now it's like Yuppieville. Now it's the new Wash Park. So if you're in Denver and you want to see the new Wash Park, go to the Highlands, North Denver. Let's see. Out of Trevathan, Malik, Derek Wolfe, who do you see coming back? Malik's their top priority, undoubtedly. Malik Jackson is their top priority because he can do a little bit more. Now, Derek Wolfe is 1A, right behind. He is. Wolfman's playing great. Problem with Wolf, if you had to choose between the two, Wolf's already been slapped with a 4-game suspension. One more, and he could face a season long. So if you're going to compare apples and oranges there, Malik has less risk. Trevathan is, I'm not going to call him an ultimate priority. Guy's playing on a fake knee, and he's playing his butt off. He's playing his ass off. But I'm not going to put him top 5 on priority lists right now when it comes to the Broncos in the offseason. I hate the shift from 105 to 1600. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I need a new webcam. What's wrong with my webcam? Hey, Dario, they don't like this webcam. They said this webcam sucks. We got to fix this. Let's see, what does it look like? Oh, yeah, it does look like. The webcam makes it look all cloudy. Is there any way you can make it look clear? It's an HD camera. Is it out of focus? Hold on a second. Maybe we could focus this up. See what we can do here.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah, still looks like crap. I don't know. This is all new. We're going to change some things. Everybody else says webcam is fine, so maybe the person watching it, maybe your camera's jacked. Maybe your phone is jacked. Hey, Vic, who's the best matchup for the Broncos in the second round? I love that question. I love it. Because we ask this all the time. And talk radio, that's all they're going to talk about. Oh, they want to stay away from this team, or you got to face this team. You can't control fate. It doesn't matter who they play in the second round. It doesn't matter one bit. Nor should they care. If it's Pittsburgh, guess what? Part of that team's like, let's do this. Because what happened in Pittsburgh was a joke. We fell apart in the second half. Maybe they'll be more motivated against Pittsburgh. I don't care who it is in the second round. If you don't do your part, if you don't do your job, you can. This team is capable of losing to anybody. I told you that the San Diego game would be close. I told you. Because this team plays to the level of the opposition. So I don't care who they play in that first playoff game. It shouldn't matter. And I really honestly believe that. I'm not going to say, oh, they fit, blah, 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 blah. Whoever, bring it on, play football, play the schedule in front of you, and get to where you need to get. Let's see. A couple more, and then I got to go because I've got to go do. I'm hosting the Michael Malone show for my new gig on Altitude, and we're shooting some stuff today. We're going to go down to the 16th Street Mall. So if you're in 16th Street Mall area, we'll be there around 3:30, shooting some stuff for the Michael Malone show. What happens at right tackle in 2 weeks? It's either going to be Columbus or the kid that they just brought in, Godzilla. They got to do something there. Who knows? Or they'll shift some guys around. You can't possibly go back to Schofield at this point. You just can't. I think his confidence is shot. You can't do it. Let's see. Swinney says I should stick to radio. I'm looking too old for TV. You're right. But if you guys notice, I just got my hair painted last week. Usually it's pretty nasty up top, but I got it painted. I usually get it painted every 3 weeks. So this is a fresh coat right here. Everything's looking good. Let's see. Vasquez doesn't want to play right tackle. Vasquez is not a right tackle. Vasquez is too big to play that position. His feet aren't quick enough to get to the outside. He tried it last year, hated it, not a fan. It's not going to work with Vasquez at right tackle. Okay, listen, I think we're going to call it. 83 people watching. That's awesome. That's that for our debut. Spread the word. Tell some people. We're going to do this every day. In this day and age, you can do broadcast, television, radio in your own house. You can do it anytime you want. And you don't have to do it we can do it whenever there's breaking news. If there's a breaking story and I'm at home, we will fire this sucker up as long as my brother comes over, because I don't know how you did this, or you got to show me. And we will do this. I don't know why we wouldn't. This is fun. I live for this. This is good stuff. Thank you for interacting. I really do. I really appreciate you guys interacting and asking questions, because I'm not one of those dudes that talk to myself all day. Maybe we'll bring some guests on next time. All right? All right, how do you shut this off?